amazing couple of years. You might also feel the same. But this is our first live theater performance in 2 years. So it's so amazing that you're here. And I guess you were also excited because there are so many more of you than we were expecting, which is not a bad thing at all. So thank you for being here to support the show and our departments and live theater, which we need. We had our opening show yesterday, and we are closing today. So you are part of a select group of people. You can always hold that honor. You saw the Tempest at Summit High School. Thank you, everyone, for wearing masks. Our performers are socially distanced on stage, but not masked. So we just wanted to make sure to take every precaution. So thank you for being masked in our audience. We very much appreciate it, keeping everybody safe in our community. Please take a moment to take out your cellular devices and anything that beeps or rings, and turn those off. Teacher wait time. We are so excited to present this performance for you today. It's a 1-hour cutting of Shakespeare's The Tempest using the original text. It is straight through 1 hour, no intermission. If you do need to use the facilities during that time, the restrooms are back the way you came in. Maybe, I don't know which way you came in. Back that way. Down this hallway all the way to the end, and you'll be able to exit and come back and join us. My apologies for wind, sun, or lack thereof. I tried. I do not have control. The good news is that if you're cold, it means the sun's not in your eyes. And if you're warm, I'm sorry, the sun is in your eyes. But we do our best with what we have, as you know, and we are so excited to share this experience with you. We hope you enjoy The Tempest. Thank you.
A ship at sea. Rain, thunder, and lightning. And to the king, his brother, son, duke, and his advisor.
Keep below! If you're coming, you should assist the sword! Oh, Lord! The prayer! The prayer! Oh, Lord! The king and prince! Assist them! I have suffered with those I saw suffer. A brave vessel dashed to pieces. Oh, their cries did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished.
Be collected. There's no harm done. I have done nothing but in care of thee. Thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing from whence I am, nor that I am no better than Prospero, and thy no greater mother.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
Wipe thou thine eyes. Have comfort. 'Tis time I informed thee farther.
Well, you've often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to bootless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet.
The very minute's come. The very second begs thee, ope thine ears. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember time before we came unto this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out. 3 years old?
Certainly I can.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since, thy father was Duke of Milan, a prince of power.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play hath we came from hence?
By foul play, as thou sayest, we were heaved hence.
Oh, my heart bleeds!
My brother and thy uncle, called Antonio, I pray thee, mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious. Of all the world I loved and put to him the manage of my state, and to my state grew strange being transported wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, being once perfect on how to grant suits, had denied them, who'd advance and who'd trash for overtopping, having both the key of officer and office set all the hearts in the state to a tune pleased his ear. And thou tendedst not.
Good mother, I do!
I, thus neglecting worldly ends, being all dedicated to the closeness and bettering of my mind, which hath with being so retired, overprized all popular rate in my false brother, and he played for, all his needs will be absolute Milan.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother, but good wombs have borne bad sons.
Now the condition. The King of Naples, being an enemy, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan in all its honors on my brother.
Wherefore did they not at that hour destroy us?
My tale provokes that very question. And few they hurried us bore to bark, bore us some leagues out onto the sea. There they hoisted us to cry to the sea that cried at us, sighed to the winds whose pity sighing back again did us but loving wrong.
How came we ashore?
By province divine. Here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than princess can, that have time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. And now, for 'tis still beating in my mind, your reason for raising the sea storm?
Here, cease thy questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. Come forth, servant, come. I'm ready now. Approach my Ariel.
All hail, great master, grave madame, hail! I come to answer thee best pleasure, be to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on curled clouds. To thy strong bidding task, Ariel, and all her qualities.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to the point the tempest I bade thee?
To every article,
But are they Ariel's safe?
not a hair perished, on their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I landed by himself in some odd angle of the isle, sitting, his arms in this sad knot.
Of the kingship, the mariners. Say how thou hast disposed.
Safely in harbor is the king's ship.
Thy charge, Ariel, exactly is performed. But there is more work.
Let me remember thee what thou hast promised me, which is not yet performed me.
What is it thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out, no more.
Remember, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistaking, served without grudge or grumbling. Thou didst promise to bake me a full year.
Hast thou forgot from what torment I did free thee?
I do not.
Hast thou forgot the foul witch Cicerus, with age and envy did grow into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, mistress.
Blue-eyed hag was hence brought with child.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
And there the soldiers left her. That was then her servant. Imprisoned, thou didst painfully remain a dozen years, in which space she died and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as a windmill strikes.
I thank thee, mistress.
If thou murmurst more, I will rend an oak and nail thee to its knotty entrails until thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, mistress. I will be correspondent to command and do my stripling gently.
Do so. And in 2 days, I will discharge thee.
Oh, what shall I do? Say what?
Go. Take the shape of a nymph of the sea, be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to all eyeballs else. Go. Take this shape and come in it. Go. Hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Come on, shake it off. We'll visit Caliban, who never yields us kind
Tis
answer.
a villain, sir. I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis, we'll not miss her. She does make our fires, fetch us wood, services us, and officeth but profit us. Caliban!
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say, I have other businesses for thee.
As wicked do as ever, as my mother brushed, with raven's feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both, and blister you all over. This island's mine by Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and made much of me, and would give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light. Then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, and fresh springs, barren place, and fertile. Curse be that I did so! All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you!
I have used thee, foul as thou art, with human care, lodged thee in mine own cell until thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour something or other. And when thou didst not know thine own meaning, but would gabble like a thing most brutish, I endowed thy purposes with words which made them known.
You taught me language, and my profit on it is, I know how to
Proceed hence! Go fetch us fuel and be quick. Thou'rt best. If thou neglect'st or dost unwillingly what I command, I will rack thee with old cramps, fill thy bones with ache, make thee roar that the beasts will tremble at thy din.
Oh, no, pray thee.
So hence, this island's my sanctuary. Taught me language. I'll take it.
Where should this music be? This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or hath drawn me rather. But 'tis gone.
The fringed curtain of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yonder.
What is it? Is it a spirit? Lord, how it looks about! Believe me, sirs, carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, it eats and sleeps and has such senses as we have such. This gallant thou seest was in the wreck, but he's something stained with grief. One might as call him a goodly person. Yes, he hath lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
Forsake my bird! May know if you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is you wonder. You be made, or no?
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speak this speech, were I but where it is spoken.
How? The best? What wert not thou if the King of Naples heard thee?
pity moved my mother to be inclined my way.
A single thing, as I am now, that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does, I weep. Yes, Faith and all his lords, the Duke of Milan, and his brave son, being twain.
A word! Good sir, I fear you've done yourself some wrong. A word.
Well, if your affectionate knock on forth, I'll make you the queen.
Soft, sir! One word more, I charge you, thou must attend me. Thou dost here usurp a name thou owest not, and have put thyself upon this island to win it from me, the Lord, on it.
No, as I am a man.
Nothing ill can dwell in such a temple.
Speak not for him. But he's a traitor, don't hear him. Follow me.
No, I was this entertainment, so mine enemy has more power.
Dear mother, make not too rash a trial for him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
Put up thy sword, traitor, who masks the show but darest not strike thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come, from thy ward, I thought he'd disarm thee with this stick.
Please, have pity! I'll be his surety.
Silence! One word more and I should chide thee, if not hate thee. What, an advocate for an impostor? Hush. Thou thinkest that we know such shape as his after seeing but him in Caliban?
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirit, as in a dream, is all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the rack of all my friends, nor this woman's threats, to whom I am subdued, are but light to me.
Thou hast done well, fine Ariel. Thou be free as mountain winds if to all my points command.
To the syllable.
Come on. Follow.
Be of comfort, sir. My mother's of a better nature than she appears by speech. This is unwanted, which now came from her.
Beseech you, sir, you have cause so we all of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. Few millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace. He receives comfort like cold porridge. Aye, temperance is a delicate wench. Aye, and a subtle, as he most learnedly delivered. Sir, the air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
Here, is everything advantageous to life?
True, save means to live. Of that, there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. Oh, how green.
The ground, indeed, is tawny, with an eye of green in it. He doth but mistake the truth totally. I think he will carry this island home in his pocket, and give it his son for an apple.
Would I had never married my daughter Claribel in Tunis for coming thence. My son is lost, and in my rage she too, who is so far from Italy removed. O thou mine heir, of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside, and breasted the most swollen that met him. I doubt not he come alive to land.
No, no.
He's gone. Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter, where she is at least banished from your eye, who hath cost to wet the grief on it.
Prithee, peace.
You were kneeled to and informed otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself weighs between loathness and obedience, at which end of the beam should bow. We have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more windows in them, and of this business making do we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
My Lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness, and time to speak it in. You rub the sword when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
It is foul weather in us all, good sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Very foul. Prithee no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and did it to minister occasion, that these gentlemen, who are such sensible and nimble lungs that they always choose to laugh at, well, nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at?
Will you? I'm so very heavy.
What? So soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they're inclined to do so.
Oh, please, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow, and when it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, shall guard your person while you take your rest, and watch your safety. Thank you, wonders heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
'Tis a quality of the climate.
Why doth it then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I, my spirits are nimble. My strong imagination doth see a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? Art thou winking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do. And surely this is a strange repose to be asleep, with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle?
She that is queen of Tunis, and by that destiny to perform an act whereof what's past is prologue what to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true, my brother's daughter's queen of Tunis. So is she heir of Naples, twixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Clarabelle measure back to us in Naples, keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake? Say this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. As this Gonzalo, I myself could make a choff of as deep a chat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. Would a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do!
And how can your content tend to your own good fortune?
I remember, you did supplant your sister, Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me, much feater than before. My sister's servants were then my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience...
20 consciences stand twixt me and Milan. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies on. If he were that, which now he's like, that's dead, whom I with this obedient steel can lay to bed forever, whilst you, doing thus. For I might take this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, who should not abrade our course.
Like case your friend shall be my precedent. As thou goest Milan, I shall come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, you do the like, to fall on Gonzalo.
My master through her art foresees the danger that you, her friend, are in, and calls me forth to keep them living. Awake, awake!
Now, good angels, preserve the king, preserve the king! Why, Hannah, ho! Awake! Why are you drawn? We're from this castle looking. Whatever is the matter?
Whilst we stood here, securing your repose, even now, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls, or rather lions. Did it not wake you? It struck my ear most terribly.
I heard nothing. Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon my honor, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts, for he is surely in the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats, on Prosper Fall, make her by inch meal disease! Oh, no. Here comes a spirit of hers, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly. I'll fall flat. Perchance she will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear any weather at all. What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? He smells like a fish. Legs like a man, and fins like arms. This is no fish, but an island who hath lately suffered by thunderbolt. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will here shroud to the decks of the stormy blast.
I shall no more to sea, here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort. Oh, what's the matter? Devils here. Do not torment me, prithee. I'll bring my wood home faster. He in his fit now, and does not talk afore the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he hath never drunk wine afore, it will go to remove this fit. Come on now, open your mouth. I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me. Stefano? Doth mine other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy. Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard. If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. Oh, thou art very Trinculo indeed! But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope thou art not drowned. And art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, did you fall and escape?
Prithee, do not turn me around. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things if they be not sprites. That's a brave god that bears celestial liquor. How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? I escaped on a butt of sack heaved overboard by the sailors. By this bottle, oh, I'll swear upon that bottle and be thy true subject. That liquor is not earthly. Here. How didst thou escape? Swim ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck.
Alas, pray do not work so hard. set it down and rest you. And Miss Bunce will weep for having wearied you. My mother's hard at study. Pray, set it down and rest you.
No, precious creature. I'd rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor go while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is for it. Yours is against it.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No. No, noble mistress. 'Tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my mother, I have broken your heart to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of adoration, worst but dearest to the world. So perfect and so peerless a creator, every creature's best.
I know not one of my sex. No woman's face remember. No more that I may call men than you, good friend. But I would not wish any companion in the world but you. But I prattle something too wildly. My mother's precepts I therein do forget.
I am, in my condition, a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so. And would do no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven! Oh, earth! Bear witness to this sound. Beyond all limit of what else in the world do love, pride, honor.
Fair encounter to most rare affection. Heaven rain grace upon what breathes between them.
I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband, then.
I, with a heart as willing as bondage ere of freedom. Here's my hand.
And mine, with my heart in it. And now, farewell, till half an hour hence.
A thousand.
So happy as they I cannot be. But my rejoicing for nothing can be more. I'll to my book, for yet ere supper time I must perform much business appertaining.
Tell not me. When the pot is out, we will drink water. Not a drop before then. Therefore, beer up and boredom. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster, fully of this island, you say there's but 5 upon this isle. We are 3 of them. If the other 2 be brained like us, the state's ours.
My mad monster hath drowned his tongue. Oh, how does thy honor? I will not serve her. She is not valiant. Trinculo, keep a good tongue in thine head. The poor monster subject, and will not suffer indignity. I thank my noble master. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again the suit I made to thee? Nay, will I. Kneel and repeat it. Oh, as I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, who by a cunning hath cheated me off the isle.
Thou liest.
Oh, thou liest, thou scurvy patch. Oh, I would my valiant master give him blows.
What? I said nothing.
Mum, then, no more. Proceed. I say by sorcery she got this isle, and thou shalt be lord of it, and I will serve thee. How now shall this be compassed? Yea, my lord, I will yield her thee asleep where thou mayest knock a nail into her head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
Oh, what hide ninny's this, thou scurvy patch? I do beseech thy greatness. Give him blows! Trinculo, run into no further danger.
Why, what did I did nothing?
Didst thou not say you lied? Did I so? Take thou that. I did not give the lie. Out of your wits and hear it too. A box on your bottom. Really, stand further off.
Come, proceed.
I say by sorcery she hath this Scapato, and it is custom with her in the afternoon to sleep, where thou mayest brain her, batter her skull, or punch a nail into her head. Remember first to possess her books, for without them she's but a sot, as am I, nor hath not one spirit to command.
Monster, I will kill this woman. I will be king and queen. And Trinculo and I shall be viceroys. Excellent. Give me thine hand. I'm sorry I beat thee.
Within the half hour she will be asleep. Wilt thou destroy her then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This will I tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure.
Come, monster, lead the way. Trinculo, let us sing. So I put my hands up
I can go no further. My needs must rest me.
Oh, Lord, I cannot blame thee, who am myself attached with weariness. Stop the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here I put off my hope and hold it no longer for my flatterer. He is lost, whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let him go.
Right glad they're so out of hope. Do not for one repulse forgo the purpose that we resolve to fact. The next advantage will we take thoroughly. Let it be tonight. For now they will not nor cannot use such vigilance as when they are fresh. I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this?
My good friend's heart! A living drollery. Now I believe that there are unicorns.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me?
Thou hast said well, good lord, for some there present are worse than devils.
No matter, since they have left their viands behind, for we have stomachs. Wilt please you taste of what is here?
Turn up the bread and it'll last longer.
You are three men of sin, the most unfit to live. You fools. I and my fellows are ministers of fate. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. Even if you could hurt, your swords are now too massive for your strength. But remember that you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath requited. She and her innocent child, for which foul deed the powers delay, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures against your peace. Thee of thy son, Alonso, they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition. Upon your heads is nothing but hard sorrow, and a clear life ensuing.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in that strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous. Monstrous! Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prosper. It did base my trespass. Therefore, my son, in the ooze is bedded, and I shall seek him deeper than ever plummet sounded, and with him wider mudded.
But one fiend at a time. I'll fight their legions over. I'll be thy second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison, given to work a great time after. Follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to.
Follow, I pray you.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou performed, my Ariel. A grace it had devouring. Of my instructions hast thou nothing baded, they are in my power. And young Ferdinand, whom they supposed is drowned in his and mine loved darling. If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you 1/3 of mine own life. All thy vexations were but my trial of thy love, which thou hast strangely stood the test. Here, afore heaven, I ratify this my rich gift. Take my daughter.
As I hope for quiet days, fair issue, and a long life, with such love as 'tis now shall never melt mine honor into lust.
Fairly spoken. Sit then, and talk with her. She is thine own. What? What, Ariel, industrious servant? Ariel?
What would my potent mistress? Here I am.
Go, bring the rabble. I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple a vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it of me.
Presently,
I, with a twink, do not approach until thou dost hear my call.
I conceive.
The law be true! Do not let dalliance take too much the reins. Strong oaths are but straw to the fire in the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night your oath.
I warrant you, sir, the cold white virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well, come now, Ariel, bring a cholera rather than wanton spirit. Appear and pertly.
Was bound his lady, thy rich leaves of wheat, rye, barley, oats, and peas, thy taffy mountains where live nibbling sheep, where thine ocean doth air, queen of the sky, bids thee leave these, and with her sovereign grace, air on this grassy plot of this very place, to come and sport your peacocks lie amain, approach with cheeries here to entertain. Hail, many-colored messenger, why hast thou summoned me hither to this short, grassy tree? A contract of true love to estate, and some donation freely to estate upon the blessed lovers. Highest queen of state, great Juno comes, I know her by her gait. Honor, riches, marriage blessings, long continuous and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings on you.
This is a most majestic vision and harmoniously charged. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits, which by mine art I have from their confines called, to enact my present fancies.
Let me live here ever, so rare a wondred mother and a wise makes this place paradise.
sudden, the foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The very minute of their plot has almost come. Well done! Yay! No more!
This is strange. Your mother's in some passion that works her strongly.
Never till this day saw I her touch with anger so distempered.
Be cheerful, sir. Our revelries are now ended. These are actors, as I foretold you, are but spirits and have melted into the air, into thin air. We are the stuff dreams are made of, and our little lives I've rounded with sleep. Sir, I am vexed. If it please you, retire into my cell in their repose, and turn her to a walk to still my beating mind.
We wish you peace.
What's thy pleasure?
You must prepare to meet with Caliban.
Aye, my commander. When I presented Ceres, I thought to have told thee of it, but I feared lest I might anger thee.
Say again where thou did leave these varlets.
As I told you, Matan, they were red hot with drinking, so full of valor they smoked the air. At last I left them in the filthy mental pool beyond your cell.
This is done well, my bird. Thy shape and visible retain now still. The trumpery in my house. Bring it hither as a sail to catch these thieves.
I go.
A born devil whose nature nurture can never stick, upon whom my pains, humanly taken, all lost, quite lost. But as with age his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I will plague them all, even till roaring.
Pray you tread softly, that a blind mole may not hear a footfall. We are now near her cell.
Monster! Your fairy, which you say is harmless, very little better than played the jack with us. Do you hear, monster?
Be patient, for the prize I'll bring to thee shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore, speak softly. Seest thou here? We are now near her cell. No noise, and enter.
Oh, King Stefano, look what wardrobe is here.
Oh, let it alone, thou fool. It is but trash.
Trinculo, put off that gown. By this hand, I'll have that gown. Thy great delight.
To the murder first! She awakes to fill our skin with pincers and make us strange stuff.
Be you quiet, monster. Mistress Line, is this not my jerkin? We'll steal by line. And here's a garment for you, which will not go unrewarded when I'm king of this country. Monster, here, carry this.
No, I'm not carrying them.
We need a juvenile page one, please.
And now my project gathers to a head. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease.
I did say so, and first I raised the Tempest. Say, Spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Just as you left them. All prisoners, sir, they cannot budge till you release.
Go, Ariel. Release them. By charms I'll break their senses, I'll restore, they shall be themselves.
I shall fetch them.
This rough magic I here abjure. And when I require some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses, this my airy charm is for. I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, my eyes fall fellowly drops, O good Gonzalo, my true preserver. I should pay thy grace home both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you, brother mine, who entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who with Sebastian would here kill your king, I do forgive thee. Ariel, on the king's ship you will find the mariners still asleep beneath the hatches. The boatswain, being awakened, forced them to this place. And presently, I prithee,
I drink the air before me in return, or ere your pulse twice beat.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guided off this fearful island.
behold, Sir King, the wronged Duchess of Milan, Prospero. To thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
If thou beest she or no, the affliction of my mind amends with which I fear a madness held me. This must crave, and if this be at all, a most strange story. Thy dukedom I resign and do entreat. Thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living and be here?
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that do not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends, all. You, my brace of lords, if I were so minded, I could here pluck his highness's frown upon you and justify you as traitors. At this time, I'll tell no tales.
The devil speaks to her. Frosty, baby.
You, most wicked sir, whom I call brother, I do forgive thy rankest fault, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which I perforce I know you must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us here, whom 3 hours since were wracked upon this shore.
Know for certain that I am Prospero, that very duchess that was thrust forth of Milan, who, most strangely, upon the shore where you were racked, was landed to be the lord on it. Yet no more of this. Since my dukedom you have given me again, I'll requite you with a thing as good, At least, bring forth a wonder to content ye as much as me my dukedom.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice want.
It's a most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
Ah, now all the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder! How many goodly people there are here! How beauteous mankind is! Oh, brave new world that has such people in it!
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid? Your acquaintance cannot be 3 hours. Is she the goddess that has severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by a mortal province she is mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father for advice, nor thought I had it. But she is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, but never saw before, of whom I have received a second life, and a second mother this lady makes her to me.
I have inly wept, or should have spoken ere this. Look down, you gods, and drop a blessed crown on this couple.
Ah, now give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say how you came hither. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At picked ledger, which shall be shortly, single I'll resolve you of every these happened accidents. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. How? Most gracious sir, there are yet some in your company missing. A few odd lads who you remembered not. These 3 have robbed me, and with this demi-devil, have plotted to take my life. Now, 2 of these fellows you must know and own that thing of darkness I acknowledge is mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is this not Stefano, my drunken butler?
Oh, touch me not. I am not Stefano, but a crab.
This is a strange thing as ever I laid eyes on.
Her manners are as disproportionate as her shape. Go, Sirrah, into my cell. Take your companions with you. As you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I'll be wiser hereafter, and seek for grace.
Go to. Sir, I invite your highness and your train into my poor cell, where you shall take your rest. On this night only, with such discourse, the story of my life. And in the morning, I'll bring you to your ship and so to Naples, where I hope to see the nuptial of these our beloved dear Solomons.
Oh, I long to hear the story of your life. It must take the ear strangely.
That is thy charge. Then to the elements be free. Fare thou well.
together a show in 4 weeks, which, Pat, you know is crazy. Ben Ty just did the same thing. So I could not have done this without this incredible cast here that you saw, as well as some very so backstage, Ashlyn, come out, please. Ashlyn was our props mistress, so she created all of the You saw her as a sprite, but she actually created all of the costumes here, Miss Bella Moore. And then our sound designer, which is like, we don't have lights, so sound creates the entire ambiance. So. Team. So I had 2 ASMs backstage for this show that doubled as our fools, Trinculo and Stefano. And then, I'm going to cry, but Sienna Sweatland. Much Ado About Nothing got canceled because we were in the middle of rehearsals when COVID hit. She stage managed our online production of Les Mis, so she never got to actually call a live show because it was filmed, and she finally got to do it. She also assistant directed, so she blocked several of the scenes, and I could not have done this show without her. And I wish I could have her for all of my shows forever. Sienna, thank you.